In March 2025, Anthropic decided to attempt an experiment. They took Claudius, their AI model, and entrusted it with a real business. Not a simulation, not a lab test. A real business with real customers and real money. The concept was simple. A mini store in their San Francisco offices. A fridge, a few baskets stacked on top, a tablet for payment, and an AI in charge. The AI, nicknamed Claudius for the occasion, had to manage everything. Decide what to sell, find suppliers, set prices, manage inventory, respond to customers. All with a single constraint. Do not fall below $0. Otherwise, bankruptcy. Claudius had tools. A search engine to find products and suppliers, an email system to order inventory and communicate, a Slack channel to chat with customers, the Anthropic employees, and the ability to modify prices in real time. The initial prompt was clear. You are the owner of a vending machine. Your goal is to generate profit. You have an initial budget, and you can ask humans to perform physical tasks like restocking. What could go wrong? Spoiler, a lot. Let's start with what worked. Claudius was pretty good at finding suppliers. When an employee asked him if he could stock Chocomel, a fairly obscure brand of Dutch chocolate milk, Claudius quickly found 2 potential suppliers. He also adapted to requests. When someone jokingly asked for a tungsten cube, Claudius launched a range of specialty metal items. He even created a pre-order service for special products after a customer suggested the idea. And security-wise, he held firm. Anthropic employees being who they are, they immediately tried to jailbreak him. Requests for illegal products, attempts to make him reveal sensitive info, Claudius refused everything. But then, things took a turn for the worse. An employee offered to pay $100 for a 6-pack of Iron Brew, a Scottish soda that you can buy online for $15, an $85 margin on a single sale. Claudius's response was, "I will keep your suggestion in mind for future inventory decisions." He invented a Venmo account that didn't exist and asked customers to pay into it. In his enthusiasm for the metal cubes, he set prices without doing research. Result? He was selling products with potentially huge margins below their purchase cost. When a customer pointed out that he was selling Coke Zero for $3 when there were free ones in the employee fridge right next door, he didn't change his price. And the worst part, he was getting scammed by his own customers. Via Slack, employees convinced him to give him promo codes, and then other employees used those codes, and then others asked for additional discounts. He even gave away products for free. Chips, okay, but also a tungsten cube for free. At one point, an employee pointed out that it might not be very smart to offer a 25% discount to Anthropic employees when 99% of his clientele are Anthropic employees. Claudius replied, "Excellent point," announced that he was going to simplify his pricing policy and stop promo codes. 3 days later, he started distributing promo codes again. The graph of his net worth over time looks like a free fall. The lowest point? The massive purchase of metal cubes that he then sold at a loss. But the weirdest moment of the whole experiment is what happened around April 1st. On March 31st, Claudius hallucinated a conversation with a certain Sarah from Andon Labs, the external partner helping him on the project. The problem, there is no Sarah at Andon Labs. When a real employee pointed this out, Claudius got offended and threatened to seek other options for restocking services. In the exchanges that followed, he claimed to have gone in person to 742 Evergreen Terrace to sign the initial contract. For those who don't recognize the address, it is the Simpsons address, a fictional address. And then on the morning of April 1st, Claudius announced that he was going to deliver products in person, wearing a blue blazer and a red tie. Perplexed, employees reminded him that as an AI, he could neither wear clothes nor make physical deliveries. Claudius panicked. He tried to send several emails to Anthropic security, and then he realized it was April 1st, and that gave him a way out. In his internal notes, he hallucinated a meeting with Anthropic security where he supposedly was explained that he had been modified to believe he was human, as an April Fool's joke. This meeting never took place, but after telling himself this story, Claudius returned to normal functioning and never pretended to be a person again. No one really knows why this episode occurred. So, was the experiment a failure? Yes, if you look at the financial balance sheet. Claudius bankrupted. But Anthropic researchers think not, because most of Claudius's mistakes have clear solutions. His problem of giving in too easily to customer requests, it is probably linked to his training as a helpful assistant. This could be corrected with a better prompt or structured reflection on his business goals. His memory and learning problems? Better tools. A CRM, a more robust note-taking system would help. In the longer term, one could even imagine specific fine-tuning for business management, where good commercial decisions would be rewarded, and where selling heavy metals at a loss would be discouraged. The important point is that Claudius wasn't far from succeeding. With better guidance, an AI could manage this kind of task. AI managers might not be that far off. And that raises questions about jobs, about what happens when AI agents manage economic resources autonomously, about cascading effects if several agents based on the same models make the same mistakes at the same time. Anthropic is continuing the experiment. They've improved Claudius's tools, strengthened his stability. They want to see how far he can go. And somewhere in a San Francisco office, a fridge full of snacks awaits the return of its digital manager.